Let's bring in journalist and commentator Brad Polumbo. Brad, great to be with you again. I can't wait to get your reaction to the debate, but also what Donald Trump's had to say, because he's been pretty quiet up until now.
Well, that's been the smartest thing that he's done, is just sit down and just zip his lip and let them do all the damage to themselves. At the debate, we actually saw remarkably restrained Trump, which aren't two words that you usually put together in a sentence, but he just let Biden have the spotlight, and Biden did so much damage to himself. And this video was really interesting to me, right? Because he almost seems happy either way. On one hand, he's
Yeah.
got Biden, who he's currently beating in the polls significantly with a bump after the debate. And on the other hand, if they do swap him out, they have to basically go with Kamala Harris. And she would be an absolute train wreck in her own right.
Absolutely, and we've got a clip of Kamala Harris to play for everyone a little bit later. But let's stick with the debate for now. Joe Biden has admitted that he nearly fell asleep during that debate, and we all saw it, so that's no surprise. But he's now using jet lag as an excuse. Here's his press secretary being questioned about this.
You did get numerous questions yesterday about the president's debate performance. You didn't mention the travel, the jet lag, the foreign trip. So I think you can understand why it was a little bit puzzling to hear the president mentioning that as his explanation for the first time last night. Can you clarify whether, when you took the podium yesterday, did you not know that that was a major factor?
And I want to say that is my bad. That is part of definitely part of the explanation of what had occurred. I did know that. I did know that. I did know that. But we were so focused. I was so focused on the cold, and that's what I kind of leaned into and talked about.
My bad. Brad, what do you make of this? You're certainly not helping the fallout.
No, this is frankly gaslighting of the highest order. To try to claim, first they tried to blame Biden's disastrous debate performance on a cold that magically wasn't there the next day when he was at a campaign event. And now they're trying to blame jet lag for a trip that he got back from more than a week before the debate. And then he spent that week holed up doing debate prep that only started at 11 a.m. and he took a break for a nap every day in the afternoon. If he still has jet lag, all that while later, after all those naps and those 11 a.m. starts, that's not much of a defense or much of a case that he's up for the job of president, which is probably the most stressful job in the world. So to me, we are just seeing Democrats who are engaging in this gaslighting light their credibility on fire in real time. And it's honestly insulting. Americans aren't stupid. They're not going to have the wool pulled over their eyes this easily. We saw what we saw. It wasn't a cold. It wasn't jet lag. It was the abject state of a president in cognitive decline. And they need to reckon with that reality, not tell us that what we see isn't real.
And let's just recap how bad it was.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Brad, I want to get your take. Was that the key moment that he lost the debate, or one of many?
Yeah, that was the most entertaining but also painful moment of the debate, when Trump hit him with that one-liner and said, I don't know what he just said, and I don't think he does either, because I laughed out loud. Trump, love him or hate him, the dude is hilarious. But at first I was laughing, but then I found myself getting deeply depressed. I mean, this dude doesn't know what he just said. He starts rambling about how they beat Medicare. What, you beat a health insurance program for the elderly? What does that even mean? I mean, and this is the guy with the nuclear codes. I mean, how are we supposed to sleep at night knowing that? So at first I laughed out loud at that moment in the debate, but I've heard from many other people who were in rooms full of liberals, full of Democrats, and the rooms just went silent and got very uncomfortable very quickly. And I can understand why. It's tough to watch, and frankly, it's kind of scary to watch too.